Over the last year and a half since we've been doing our show, we've talked about a lot of individuals throughout history who have come from nowhere to do something spectacular in their life against all the odds, or someone who is an individual has had an impact on thousands, if not millions of people's lives. And many of those people, we've gone back 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, even a couple of hundred years to show you these amazing stories. But tonight, we're going to take someone who has done it right in front of our eyes over the course of the last 18 months. One of the most inspirational stories I've ever heard, and I'm excited to share with you tonight on The Power of One. You know, we've talked about a lot of inspiring people over the last year and a half, as I said in our intro. But I got to tell you, of all the people we've made our list of who we thought we could feature on the show, who had an inspirational story, I genuinely never had the person we're going to talk about tonight on the list. Not in a million years. If you'd have asked me if there's a person I would never, ever talk about in any way, shape, or form that I have no interest in, it probably would have been this person. However, I was on an airplane. I was coming back from my niece's graduation at Boston College, and we're flying back home to Dallas. And on the plane, they showed a movie, and it was one of those deals, why not? And it just so happened to be the movie Never Say Never, the story of Justin Bieber. Now, as I just said to you, no disrespect to Justin, but, you know, I just don't really connect with, you know, a 14, 15-year-old guy's music. As a matter of fact, when I watched the movie and they showed all the shots of all his sold-out, packed-out concerts, I promise you, I don't think I saw one male in the crowd anywhere. Which really, if you think about it, is a reason for you and I guys to go to a Justin Bieber concert. I mean, just packed with thousands and thousands of screaming, excited women. It was literally like I was watching a video from back in the early 60s at a Beatles concert or an Elvis concert. I mean, it was pretty remarkable stuff, but I really was moved by the movie. I have to tell you that this young man is remarkable. His story is unbelievable. And if you haven't seen the movie, you really should. If you're inspired and you want to do something special in your life, if you feel like an underdog, if you don't feel like you're good enough to make it happen or you don't have the connections, you have got to see this movie. This is a real life story. And I got to tell you, the one thing, I walked away with a lot of aha moments, but the one thing that really got me is this kid had no fear. He was so young, he didn't know that what he was doing was quote unquote unrealistic. I mean, come on, he's sitting around, you know, he's playing his drums on a chair when he's 2 or 3 years old, and his mom and dad get him a drum set, and he's got some pretty good natural musical ability for sure. But the thing is, you know, he grabs a guitar, he grabs piano, he just has this I can do anything mentality. He doesn't have the self-doubt and the self-fear and the negative self-talk or whatever you want to call it that so many people have. And as we get older and older and older, that's what holds us back more than anything. Our own insecurities, our own negative self-talk, our own whatever you want to call it, crippling thoughts and crippling beliefs that we're not good enough. This kid didn't have any of that. He decided that he wanted to play a concert in the local town he grew up in Canada when he was 12 years old. I mean, who does that? Not only that, then he decided that he went out to Atlanta because someone saw his music on YouTube, which is a sign of the times. But still, the guy who discovered him was no big-time movie producer, and he just happened to bring him down to a studio where Usher was, and if you don't know Usher, he's a pretty popular hip-hop guy, and he goes up to Usher and says, "Do you want me to sing one of your songs for you?" Now, I mean, I'm a music guy. I love Bruce Springsteen. I love all kinds of great rock and roll artists. I can't imagine in my wildest dreams having the guts to go up to Bruce Springsteen and ask Bruce if he wanted me to sing one of his songs for him. But once again, this kid just had this excitement and enthusiasm and optimism and passion and confidence. And I'm telling you, if you could borrow 10% of what he has, you'd be successful. Then they tried to get him signed to a contract, and all the music companies said, "You're crazy, give me a break. There's no market for prepubescent boys. Who wants to see that? And on and on and on. He got shot down. Even when he did finally get a contract or he got signed as an artist, you know, he had to go out to radio stations and the malls and perform for crowds of 10 people and 20 people and 30 people, but he loved what he did. See, do you love what you do? If you love what you do and you're passionate about it, sooner or later, good things are going to happen for you. So once again, I don't want to tell you the whole movie. I'm just telling you, I was not a Justin Bieber guy. I watched this movie, and when it was over, and it all culminates with him playing at Madison Square Garden, the most famous arena in the world, packed out, sold out Madison Square Garden in less than a year and a half from when he started his career. That's one of the most remarkable stories in the history of the music business. It is unbelievable. Good talent, but more than the talent, passion, drive, belief. I mean, unbelievable what I learned. I tell you, I walked away from this thing and I recalibrated my own thinking. I'm like, you know what? If he can do what he did, then why can't I take my game to a level 10 times bigger than it is right now? So I know it sounds a little bit crazy, but go see Never Say Never. And listen to the words right there. Never say never. Nothing is out of your reach. Everything is possible. That's a lesson I learned this last week from Justin Bieber. Next week, we'll have another inspiring story on the power of one.